Hello again. Welcome back to Asgard and welcome back to FTB Interactions. So it's been a while since the last episode. Of course, if you're on the Discord, you know, or you probably know, because I made a post about it, that I was taking a break from FTB Interactions until the beginning of the new year due to my son not being at school and having to homeschool him and it taking up a ton of my time. So I was taking a break from this and Enigmatica and just kind of focusing on compact claustrophobia because it was quicker and easier for me to do episodes on. But now that we are in the new year, we are back on FTB Interactions. And today we are going to head back into space. We're actually going to set up our space station. I actually have a couple quests completed here. The Star Medal one, and then the one for going into space. If you recall, we didn't have that because we did not have the space station, or we hadn't been to the space station. The reason that it's completed now is I was going around and I was just cleaning up some of the celestial gateways from when we had it on the server. So that way I could actually find mine. I had to remove the topper for this because it was blocking the Asgard moon teleport. Because I was trying to go back there to disassemble my rocket, and I couldn't due to it being blocked. So I had to remove that. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work out for us. So today we're going to go into space. We're going to go basically set up a space station. And that way we can actually turn these quests in, because right now we cannot do that. And I also went through and cleaned up a little bit of our quests. Our space ones, we've done most of these at this point. We just need to do the magnesium veins, and we need to get amber bearing stone, because I wasn't mining with silk touch. So I was just kind of cleaning up our quests and doing a little bit of work related to ore processing to start processing some of the ores. I don't have all of them running, but some of the ores that we were pulling up off the moon. The only reason I don't have all of them running is due to not wanting to overload my system with just a ton of stuff right now, since our buffers and speed and everything are somewhat limited with our current setup. So what we're going to do is let's pop down, let's step in to here, and like I said, I disassembled our old rocket and we're going to be setting that back up. However, before we do that, I want to do the satellite. Let's see, satellite builder, space station assembler. We got our space station ID chips. Let's see, it's been a while. I think it's this quest. Yeah, it's the space station assembler, not the builder, that we set up here. So we're just going to set that up, and we are going to grab one of these. And that way we can start feeding some power into this. And then we put in our satellite bay and our space station ID chip into there. And then what we're going to do, we're actually going to be just building a celestial gateway, and that's going to be our starting space station. There it is. Let's see. It's going to be... No, wrong one. This is what I want to build. You will notice I expanded out the launch pad. That way we have just a little bit larger of an area to be able to scan. And it's going to be like this. And then marble arches. And that way, once we get into space, we'll just have a ready-made celestial gateway to act as our kind of the central point of our space station. I don't know how much we're going to actually build out the space station. Like I've mentioned before, this isn't really a building series. I've got building series going with Enigmatica and with one other series that'll be starting up soon. So I don't think we're actually going to like go too crazy as far as building on it goes, but we are going to be doing a couple things up there. Now what we're going to do, I'm not going to put in the celestial gateway just because it is a multi-block and I want to form it once we actually get into space. Let's go ahead and scan this, and you'll notice that since I increased the size of the launch pad, it's increased the size that it scans. Now once it finishes, it says ready, we're going to go ahead and hit build. And it's going to run through this and basically form it as the start of our space station. So if we give it just a second here, there we go. We have a space station container and we have a space station ID chip. Station 8 is the space station ID chip. Now I want to pop over and just name our celestial gateway real quick. And we're just going to call it Asgard Space Station. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and get another satellite bay real quick. Alright, so there's our satellite bay. Easy enough. And then what we're going to do, we're almost ready to go. Pop in here. Let's set up our satellite builder. What did I do with the power plug? We made one for that quest, but actually I think it's on the power input plug. I think it's that one. But let's see. Okay, yeah, I've got to, I don't think I have a canning machine up here. That's fine. I'm going to have to make some new batteries real quick so we can make a new input plug. We'll just get 4 of these batteries whipped up. There we go. And then we're going to make the advanced rocketry batteries. That. Alright, so there's our power input plug. Alright, so now I just want to go ahead and copy our space station ID chip just so we do have a copy. We'll just set it up here. So power input plug there, satellite builder goes there, and then we can take and put in, I think it's here and here, right? And then right to secondary. Yeah, it's running. And there we go. We now have a duplicate chip. And we'll just tuck that into there. Now, we should be good to go. So let's just build out our rocket again. That. And then we're going to go... Actually, we'll do that. Then we'll do our seat. And then we're going to bring this up. No, actually, it doesn't really matter. But we're going to put our satellite bay there and our guidance computer, our awesome little rocket here. And we'll just bring that up. There we go. That is our fancy new rocket. So let's go ahead, scan that. There we go, clear for liftoff. And we're just going to build it. We're going to go ahead and put in our space station container into the satellite bay. And then let's go ahead and link that over to the rocket. There we go. Okay, it's getting fuel now. That's great. And let's see. Oh, and then we need to do our space station ID chip into the guidance computer. There we go. Destination station 8. And then I think we're good to go at this point. So we'll give it just a second. We should be okay to lift off now. So we're going to go ahead and get ready to launch. I'm going to go ahead and throw on this. There we go. I think we need more rockets just to make this process a little bit faster. Because if we had more rockets on this, it would use fuel a little bit faster. But we could put more tanks if we need to. But it wouldn't take us like a million years for our altitude to go up. Because right now it is super slow. And a super buggy ride too. I need to refill my oxygen tanks before long. But I don't think I forgot anything. We got, yeah, we got this. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I forgot anything. It's been a while since I've launched a space station. Been a little bit, so. Okay, so we're loading in now. We are descending now. And we should land on top of our space station. Alright, there we go. And now we are on our Celestial Gateway up here in space. So at this point, I'm just going to shift right click. Let me open up our guidance computer. Let me take our space station ID chip. And let me just disassemble this. And we're just going to break this down. I know I'm wasting a little bit of fuel. I'm not that worried about it. Yeah, let me have that too. There we go. So we've got all of our parts from our spaceship, from our rocket. And then we're going to set up our Celestial Gateway. So now at this point we should, there we go, Asgard Moon and Asgard Home. We'll be able to warp back and forth at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and warp back home. There's not a whole lot I want to do on the space station right now, but I do actually want to, I think we're going to go ahead this episode, since we're doing the space station, just to keep it kind of organized, I think we're going to go ahead and let me throw that into there. Yeah, there's the other one. I think we're going to go ahead and push for the Orbital Miner. I do believe there's not too much from this that I'm like really dying for. The crystal blocks, yeah. The living rock is kind of nice. The living wood's kind of nice. The sky stone, okay. It's not the only source, and it's not... I think we're going to need it for a few things, though, outside of AE2. But I'm really happy right now with logistics pipes. Like, I don't feel a need to change over. We have a lot of stuff going, and here soon we're going to be pushing for even more stuff. So I'm pretty happy with logistics pipes at the moment. But what I am going to do is I'm going to turn in these quests. So Infinite Expanse, we get a couple ender chests, and we are going to complete a quest for doing that. And then Rocket Man, we're going to get the space trophy. Down here, the ender chest quest line, we're going to get another ender chest. And then down here, Star Metal Ore, we're going to go ahead and turn that in as well. Okay, and we'll go ahead and toss down our trophies. And let's see, that catches us all up on quests. The next one here is the Euclides Prime artifact, which is going to be a little bit, because to do this, we're going to need fusion crafting for that. Okay, so let's take a look then at the Orbital Miner. Now, I know this thing is going to use a lot of power, but we are going to get an Ender Spectre Coil. We need to start working on our Spectre Coil network. And now that we do have the space station, that might be something worth doing for us. But let's see, we're going to need 7 power input plugs. We're going to need 24 advanced machine structures, 8 glass, 4 output hatches, basic lens, and the orbital laser drill. Oof. Oh, there's so many batteries. It's not bad. I mean, batteries are cheap to make, but overall, it's not an expensive craft whatsoever. Though we are going to need 32 batteries. And I will need to make up some more battery alloy for sure. But give me a minute. I'm going to get this stuff together. I don't think there's anything here that's expensive. I think, yeah, it's just polyethylene. That's just that. That's just that. Yeah, give me a second. I'm going to get this stuff together for the Orbital Miner. And then we're going to go get this thing set up on our space station. And then what's this? This is the Mark of the Falling Tower. We're going to be pushing for that soon. Sky Cauldron, we definitely do want that. We're going to be exploring. I don't think we'll do it this episode, but we're going to be doing a few of the space, the moon dungeons. What was it? Let me see something. The astral mantles. What was it to make these things? The see, the one I actually want is the VCO. Oh, okay. It's not that bad, but I think we have to push the iridescent altar, I think is the worst part, which is just really requiring stellar alloy and the nether star lenses and then the resonating gems, I think. Alright, but I'm going to get all this battery alloy together and get these batteries made. That's the majority of it. The rest of it's not going to be too bad. I think here soon we're going to push Britannia, Blood Magic, and Astral a little bit, because I'd like to get our VCO mantle before too long. Probably start doing that next episode, just pushing the magic mods a little bit. because we've been doing a bit of tech. We're into space, which is great. We got all the new materials unlocked, but now I think we need to switch back over and turn our attention over to magic for a little bit. So I'll be back here in just a little bit. Okay, I got that stuff prepped up. I was looking through it, and yeah, I think what we're going to do is next episode, we're going to do a bit of magic. I want to get a proper Britannia area set up, and start kind of pushing for bigger, mana gen than what we've got. And then I think after that we're probably going to spend an episode, and we're going to go ahead and automate stellar alloy, titanium, terra steel, some of those metals. I'd like to get do an astral sorcery episode push, and probably a blood magic episode push coming up as well, for some things that we need to do. Let's pop over here. But titanium is going to be really easy for us. We just have to, I should probably get a building material actually really, really quick. But yeah, we're going to start pushing a bit of the magic. I think we're at a good point. We were actually going to push magic. If you recall, we were going to push magic before, but then it was like, well, we really need to go to space to push magic, because we needed a few things. Stellar alloy, I seem to recall being one of them. Star metal being a big one. Also, I think the crystals that we're going to get from this are going to make our lives a little bit easier too. We'll just build a little space here. And do I have the what's it called? Holo projector. Do I have that? I don't think I do. I think it's back here. Okay, so let's go ahead, shift right click, and let's see. By the way, it's right click and drag if you haven't done this before, to move this through. But we got to find the orbital laser drill. This is what we want to make. That's what it's going to look like. Yeah, let's go. Let's see. Output hatch here. Here. Alright, so if we jump up, that's what it looks like. If we right click this, we can open this up. We can put our lens in right there. We can do single, line X, line Z, spiral. I'm going to leave it as single. Alright, so at this point, I know they gave us a Spectre coil. Transfers 20,480 RF per tick. And then an adjustable storage unit. We're going to go ahead and take those. Those will be useful. And we also got this ender chest, which will also be useful. How do we want to go about doing the power? I'm honestly thinking, let's take a look at the Spectre coils. This might be a good time to start Spectre coils. But let's see, Spectre ingots, ectoplasm. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Since we do have this, I'm imagining that 20,480 RF per tick should be good. So we're just going to put this onto there. That way it can pump energy into that power input plug. I don't think we're actually going to need all these power input plugs. I think, honestly, maybe just that one will be fine. And the same with the output hatches. I think one will be okay to use. If not, maybe two will be enough. Which I can't recall. Don't we have... Did we not set up a Spectre tree over here? Yeah, we did. We've got ectoplasm. Okay. This is... Oh, I never connected this up to the system. That's why we don't have it. Okay, that's fine. So to do the Spectre energy injectors, we're going to need some ectoplasm. There, we're going to need the Spectre ingots, which is just ectoplasm, gold, and lapis. That's fine. We have plenty of that stuff. Emeralds, diamonds, we got plenty of that stuff. Okay, so I'm just going to grab like a stack. I'll plug that up. I totally forgot to plug it up. Okay, so to get our Spectre lens, the Spectre ingots, I think, honestly, doing this method, it doesn't really matter. This is a little bit cheaper because you're only going to use 7 ectoplasm for 9 ingots. But with the way this pack's set up, this one is honestly more convenient. So let me just order 32 golden lapis. And we'll just go ahead and get those ingots crafted. It's more than what we need, but this is fine. And then Spectre lens. Go ahead and just order that stuff. There we go. There's our Spectre lens. And then we're going to get our Spectre string. We're going to start with one of these injectors, and then we'll play it by ear. We'll probably end up making some more. Oh yeah, we're going to need a beacon. That's fine. I want to say we've made a beacon before, maybe, but maybe not. Let me go ahead and just order. Oh, I've got to buy the obsidian. That's fine. In that case, we are going to need one more of these Spectre lenses. So let me just get that ordered. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wait till nighttime to do this to make the shifting star. Yeah, I'm gonna do a couple things around the base I need to do. And I'll be right back once it's nighttime, and then we'll get this shifting star crafted and then the beacon crafted, and then we can get our Spectre energy injector. I am probably, actually, while I'm waiting for night, I'm going to go ahead and get some stuff laid out, because of course we're going to need to produce power to actually feed into this. So I'm going to figure out an area to set this up at, so we can start sending energy over. Okay, it's still a minute before nighttime gets here, but I got some stuff prepped up here. Let's go ahead. We're going to go ahead and set up a few turbo diesel generators here, like so. We are going to put in a portable tank that sits here. We're going to say that you can extract always active, and we're going to put in a. That's already a basic. Okay, we're going to put in a fluid supplier there. Then we're going to say diesel. Keep partial yes. Keep 2, 3, 4, 5,000 millibuckets in here. So it should here in a second. Yeah, there went a request for some diesel. So it should be sending that over, and it should fill this up and then start siphoning it into these. Okay, so while that's filling up, getting us some diesel in those to produce some power for us, let's go ahead now and grab our resonating wand, right click that, there we go, and then we're going to get our beacon. There we go, there's our beacon. We should be all set to get our Spectre energy injector. So there's that. Okay, so this is what we're going to use. We did complete a quest, looks like. Party equipment. We get a V battery from Thaumcraft and a soulstone. Yeah, looks like it's still filling up on diesel. That's fine. One thing we could do, I guess. But yeah, let's go ahead and just buff up the buffer. We're going to turn the min mode up to 5 buckets. Would be good. That'll help speed up filling this up a little bit. Okay, so then what we're going to do is I've got 2x signal cable. That's an 8 amperage. We may end up buffing this up later on. We'll see. But we can just run this like so. And will this plug straight into the Spectre? It won't. I'm going to have to... I guess I'm going to have to convert it to RF. So I'm going to go ahead and go for a pretty big CEU, like this one right here, I think. Okay, so there is our other one, and there's our CEU. Okay, so then we can just have this, we can set it up and it'll convert that energy over for us, and we'll put it setting... actually, let's do it here, in fact, and then we'll put that in there, and that quickly fills up. Okay, so there's 1,000,000 RF. This should be able to take care of our energy needs, I think, and if not, I mean, really, I think I could put another CEU right here and another Spectre energy injector if we need faster input, but I think that should be good for us. Oh, and we are going to need a redstone signal too. So yeah, it's not going to be running just yet. I went ahead and got some item conduits and extraction speed upgrades as well. Alright, let's pop over to the moon. Or I mean to the space station. And let's go ahead. Let's do that. Let's do... We'll go ahead and set up our item extraction. So we've got our output hatch there. We're just going to put in our ender chest here. And we're going to put that in. Extract is always active. I don't know if it may fill up the other output hatches though. Let's see. We'll throw that in just to speed up the extraction. And let's go ahead, put that on. That's going to start running. It looks like we are managing to power it. Okay, it's actually on this one. Let me just switch it over because I think it prioritizes this one. Extract is always active. Speed upgrades and insert. Also, let me get a trash can real quick. Let's go ahead. Let's see. We'll just set up our weirding gadgets here is fine. That way it can keep this thing running. Oh, and I wanted to get a trash can also. Let me do that real quick. All right, so let's go ahead really quick. Let me grab that. Let me whitelist cobblestone. I don't think there's anything else here that I'm going to want to not have. So let's just put this in. Let's drop in our filter. And let's say that you can insert. It's going to be a priority of 10 on this. But of course, it's only going to accept cobblestone. Now, I think the only thing is, see, we're not really like capping out power at the moment. So that's not really a big issue, but we could be pushing more power into this. I'll probably just need more spectre coils. I don't know if there's, yeah, see, there's not a recipe for the ender spectre coil. There is the redstone spectre coils, which are the 4096. The ender one, though, is like the 20,000 or whatever. I don't even know that if it's really worth doing the redstone spectre coils or just letting it run at the speed. And then, I mean, realistically, this is just infinite free materials. So I guess it's not that big of a deal that it runs faster. I think this is plenty fast for us. And we are getting free sooty marble. Oh, it's nice. Let's go ahead and just grab all these things and get a bunch of quests complete. And then we'll grab these. Get more quests complete. Okay. And let me go ahead and just do this. I'm going to do white, yellow, white. Is going to be our actual line. Now I know that those ores that we put in are now kind of off in a white chest. That's fine because what I'm going to do, I had that third ender chest from the quest, and that way I can clean that out and get the actual stuff that we want from it. If we take a look here, space, yeah, we've knocked out some of this. We still have a few things to pick up. I don't think these really have rewards or anything. I think cobblestone was the only one that had a reward. So this will just be like a bunch of free quests that we can get knocked out. And it'll knock out the majority of the space tab for us, you know, except for these little sections here. And these two quests, which we'll get into those later, not right now. Let's go downstairs. Let me switch out. We're done on the space station for now, so I'm just going to switch this out. We're actually done in space, aside from I'll probably go do a little bit of mining there. But I'm just going to dump my spacesuit into there and my time in a bottle. I've been keeping it in here. I know it's not generating time, but I'm not really using it that much anymore. So I'm just going to store it in there. Okay, so what we're going to do, I've got this here with a few materials in it. I've got to set up caches for all these things. But one thing I do want to do, let me get I've got my item conduits. Let me get a filter. Be upstairs. Actually, we've got a big item filter. For right now, I'm going to plug it up to this. I don't know that this ore processing system is going to keep up all that great. with this, to be perfectly honest, but we're going to set it up here and we'll play it by ear. What I'm going to do, I'm going to bring it down by 1, set it up here, and we'll put this here for right now. And let me just grab my dolly. This chest, it needs to get emptied. That was from basically a project chest I had set up, and it's been there forever. Okay, so this stuff is going through. We are going to put in an item conduit here with a big item filter, I guess, or yeah, 'cause see the way I'm handling the dense stuff, it's handled a bit differently. Because see, the dense tin ore needs to get smelted, and or I plug it up to the furnace line. That would work. Are we using every single color? I can't remember. I don't think we're using lime. So I'm going to set this and say that it can insert on the lime channel. And then what we'll do... Yeah, that all looks good. That's not getting anything. I'm going to say you can extract on the lime channel. It's always active. I think for example, this, can it even go? It can. Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to put a big item filter into this, and we're going to filter what can be extracted here. And this is going to end up being like general input for ores. So what we're going to do, because we'll use it for like falling tower and stuff also for things, but we're going to say all these dense ores, we're going to add those into this filter and say that you can extract these. It's going to be on the lime channel, so basically it's just going to send it straight over to that furnace to get smelted, and then from there the processing will just continue on. So we're just going to run that up there, and then what I'll do is I'll have another line that comes out the bottom. I might even, no, because we'll have that there. We'll have it run out the bottom and go into here, and that's going to be stuff that goes elsewhere. And then the blocks of skystone, to actually get proper skystone, or is this just, oh, it can just be converted like that to make this version of skystone. So we'll probably just maybe store it up as that and then convert it. So we'll have obsidian coming in, we'll have skystone, we'll have the crystal blocks, the glowstone blocks, all that good stuff. The living wood, the sooty marble. Yeah. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to set up caches for all the other things that are coming in, and then we'll keep the dense metals just basically running through here, and this is going to keep all of this pretty busy, I imagine. And see, I'm not even running gold through here because of the fact that we have infinite gold generation already. So honestly, the gold, the redstone, the glowstone, none of that stuff really matters to us at this point. But before too long, we're going to be overhauling the ore processing system with EV ore processing. So at that point, it should be super fast, and we'll be able to run lots of things through it, I imagine. But for right now, we're going to be just kind of running it through this. And this is going to help us out quite a bit. So anyways, with that, I am going to end out this episode here. Like I said, next episode, when we come back, we are going to start into a little bit of a wave of doing some magic and some other things. We're going to do a little bit of automation. Not next episode, but, you know, in the coming... Well, we might do some next episode, but we'll see. But in the coming episodes, we'll be doing some automation episodes. Some magic episodes, get our mantle, really kind of gear up, and then go do some dungeons and stuff at that point. And we're going to get titanium automated, and then we'll be pushing into EV soon as well. Realistically, we could push it next episode if we wanted to. It's not hard to push EV, but there's a few things I want to do before we do that. We're definitely in a good spot to just automate titanium, though. It's going to be really, really easy for us. Okay, I wanted to pop you guys in. I actually had recorded the outro, but I was setting this stuff up, and I wanted to just quickly show you how I did this. So you can see right over here is all of our blocks that are coming from the orbital miner. That's all pretty straightforward. All of these have provider modules and polymorphic item sync modules. So it stores everything into these the caches that are here. And right here, of course, we have a logistics chassis Mark II. These have item extraction upgrades, and they have advanced extractor modules. And these just have, they're basically filtered to say what they're pulling out, which is just the stuff that's over here. This is still the same. It has the big item filter here. But now it's pumping up to an adjustable storage unit, which is set up with its slots and max, like everything's set to max on this. So we can store up a bunch of ore, kind of backfill, because like right now I'm running some Certus through the processing system, and since we kind of have this, it's starting to become slow, or it's starting to feel slow, but like I said, we're going to be pushing EV and just overhauling a brand new ore processing system. This one, I'm going to leave it here, but we're going to build a new one before too long. So I needed a big buffer for this, so this is doing the trick. And then I also have one additional conduit that's pulling out the back here of the ender chest, and it's just pumping over to a crafter tier 1. And it's taking that sky stone, and it's just doing that with it. And it's got sky stone remembered, so that basically acts as a filter, and then it pumps it out. And then a logistics pipe then pulls it over and deposits it into here. And the reason I did that is because the GregTech Skystone, there's not any use for it that normal Skystone can't do. And if I find that I want to use it for something, I can convert it back the same way that I'm converting it here, just throwing it into a crafting grid. So I just wanted to really quickly mention this and the way I had it set up with the crafter and everything before we wrapped up the episode. So everything, the orbital miner is running, everything's good. It's not consuming much diesel at all. This is super overkill for power. Just 8 of these turbo diesel generators, which we have automated to craft. So this is actually super easy for us. I was expecting it to draw more power or something, but it's honestly not bad at all. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already to stay updated with when new videos come out. And I hope to see you guys next time. So until then, as always, do take care, stay safe. I'll see you guys then.